Hey guys, this is Dixie. Hey, this is just a real quick video, so don't mind the no makeup day. Real quick, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an idea on how I do my meal planning to make it easier. I always have my checklist. This is what I do. I'm just going to go through one day so that you can understand how I do it. But this is my 21-day fix tracker sheet, and I'm doing the extreme version of the 21-day fix, so I can go right along the top, all of my counts for the different containers. And then I always use my recipe book. I will always have the 21-day fix recipe book, and I also use my computer because I do a lot of Pinterest shopping for some different recipes to help me figure it out. But I always start with dinner first, just because this is a little bit more of a complex thing with my family. And so I'll start with dinner first. Then I do my other bigger meals, breakfast and lunch, and then whatever is left of my containers, I will make up for my snacks. So what I have decided to do is on my day one for dinner, I'm gonna do grilled chicken with broccoli and use it as a stir fry. Now for my seasonings, I use a lot of the seasonings from the 21-day fix, a lot of the free seasonings so that I don't have to take up any of my containers if I don't need to. So what I've done is I've just wrote on here that I'm gonna do a chicken broccoli stir fry. Chicken is going to count for 1 red container, and broccoli is going to count for 1 green container because I want to have a lot of broccoli in it. So now that I know that that's what I'm going to do for dinner, I move on to my other meals. Now you'll notice that you may think that chicken and broccoli is not enough for you at dinner, but I like to keep my dinners light just because it's the last meal of the day. So I always bulk up on the other meals. I always eat more at the beginning and throughout the day, and then I start to slow it down and have a little bit less for dinner. So then what I'm gonna do is for my breakfast, I decided I wanna have 4 egg whites, and that equals half of a red. And I'm gonna throw half of a green container of green peppers in it, and once again, use my free spices. So I'm just gonna mark that down, half a green and 1 red. And then for my lunch, what I'm gonna have for lunch is I'm gonna do a veggie burger wrap. So the veggie burger is gonna count as 1 red, and the wrap is gonna count for about 1/4 of my green veggies, so I'll mark that on there. Then at that, so I have my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner, I still have leftover containers. I still have a carb I can have for the day. I still have leftover proteins, quite a few proteins, because I do 6 proteins. I'm high on my protein, and I still have some veggies. So I kind of look at just the general idea of my veggies, because that's normally the most that you're going to be eating is your veggies and protein. So I'll look at what I like to eat and what's easiest, and I'll start making up my snacks. So you'll see on my next snack is I'm gonna do half a green container of cucumbers, but I'm also gonna do a container of cottage cheese because I want to get some of that protein in as well, since I have 6 containers I need to eat up. Then what I'm gonna do is, because my breakfast, you see, is kind of light, it's 4 egg whites and some peppers. So because I know it's a pretty light breakfast, I'm gonna have 2 snacks before I get to my lunch. This way I just know that I'm keeping myself full throughout the day. I don't want to set myself up to fail. So on my next meal before I have lunch is I'm just gonna do some tuna fish, and I usually just mix it with mustard. Mustard is free, and I'm gonna add peppers into it. It's gonna give it a good crunch, and it will help flavor it up as well. So I'm gonna do a container of green peppers, and the tuna fish is also gonna count as 1 red container. So then I've already done my lunch. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in a snack that I will have after my lunch and before my dinner. And I haven't used Shakeology yet, so I throw Shakeology on there. And Shakeology counts for 1 red container. And I still have room for another protein, so I'm just gonna do some turkey slices. So that's really how I do it, and I just use this tally sheet. As you can see, it's never gonna be perfect. You might have to cross stuff off and kind of edit so that you can make sure that you get your proper counts of your containers. But you need to find a system that works best for you. Just to recap, I start with my dinner first. Even though I'm only having a chicken and broccoli stir fry, the family might have rolls, but I stay away from those carbs. After my dinner is planned, I move to breakfast and lunch, try to make those a little bit more filling, and then I look and I count down and figure out how many more containers of each that I need to fill, and then I start filling in those. And if I notice, like I said, breakfast and lunch are kind of a little bit lighter meals and not as full as I want them, I'm going to fill in my snacks with a little bit more just so I can keep my metabolism going throughout the day. Now, you may ask why I don't have any fruit and why I don't have any good fats and why I don't have my seeds and my nuts, and that's because I'm on the extreme version. So my first 2 days, I don't use those. So when I get to day 3, I'm going to have a little bit more variety because I can start throwing my fruit in the shake, or I could put fruit in the yogurt. I can have avocados on my sandwiches. So find a system that works for you, but the tally sheet is the best way. 1 meal at a time, don't freak out. And if this is your first week doing this, or if you're still kind of beginner and trying to learn how to do it, I will do day 1, day 2, and day 3, and I will have a variety of meals each day so that I'm not repeating myself. But come day 4, I'm just going to repeat that menu over again. So I'll just repeat the same thing. So day 1 essentially becomes day 4 and vice versa. That way, all the produce and the food that I buy for that week is actually getting eaten. If you try to get too much of a variety, you're going to be buying all kinds of food and you're not going to eat it all in that first week. So make it simple, make it work for your lifestyle. It's very doable. You just need to have some peace, quiet, sit down, figure out what you like. If you guys have questions, all you need to do is comment below this video or get in touch with me and let me help you through this. Thanks, you guys.